Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much for sparing some time this afternoon to perform this interview. I apologize if this arrangement has somehow interrupted your plans for today. So generally, in this interview, I would like to ask you several questions regarding your profession as a tax consultant.
Of course.
So,
You're most welcome, Angie.
so first question, I learned that you are one of the founders of the tax consulting firm, Alef Consulting. So I want to ask, how long has your firm been doing business, and what are some of the services that your company provides?
Okay, let me tell you a story, okay? It was 2008, 21st of April. Do you know what date is it? 21st of April. We celebrate 21st of April as Kartini.
Oh,
Right. Okay. And there were 4 of us, all ladies. Yeah, myself, and there is Ibu Lani, Ibu England, and Ibu Foni, from different background. 2 from tax, and the other one from accounting, finance, and Ibu England is generally based from marketing and management. So, coincidentally, we chose 21st of April because we all ladies.
Oh,
Yeah, sometimes people ask me what is LF stand for. Yeah, it's a joke. We tell them that LF stand for ladies and female consultant. It's a joke, of course. Okay. So we actually starting business from 2008. So it's already been like 11 years. No, not yet. Is it? No, 2005. Sorry. It's longer than 2008, 2005. 21st of April, 2005. So it's already 12 years.
yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
That's it? Okay. Okay, for the second question. After
It's
surfing...
not a formal interview, right? I like to give it
It's okay.
very.
It's alright. So, second question. After surfing the net, I learned that being a tax consultant may be sort of difficult and quite challenging. So, what do you specifically find challenging or difficult about this job, and maybe why did you choose this career?
Okay, but let me ask you a question first. How do you come up to a conclusion that being a tax consultant is very difficult?
Actually, because I experienced firsthand since my parents.
Okay, so your parents is a tax consultant. Okay then. Of course, every occupation has what do you call it? Difficulties, and then also ups and downs. Also, as a tax consultant, the career itself, I think, is like a usual career, but what you need to be aware of this kind of profession is that you need to manage your stress level. Okay, you know that from your parents also,
Yeah.
right? And then you need to be able to be multitasking, right? As a person, if you are the kind of person that too focus on a certain assignment, that it won't work. It won't work. So you need to switch your focus from one to another fast. Right.
Okay.
And the challenge is that as another consultant, you're only responsible for your client, right? But as a tax consultant, you need to serve not only the client, but also the tax officer, sometimes your colleagues, such as legal, and also sometimes other government's relation. So yeah, I think basically that's it.
Okay, I see. For third question, I believe that almost every career requires maybe a specific skill set from the people doing that particular job. So, what do you think are the traits, habits, or areas of expertise do you look for in potential employees for your company?
Okay, if you choose an employee, so basically we need specifically from accounting background. Because you see, calculating tax, of course, from the basis is the bookkeeping, the company's bookkeeping. So we need somebody which has a strong background in accounting. Right. Legal knowledge is a plus. Legal knowledge is a plus. Other traits, habits, I told you before, personality-wise, of course, it is okay if you are, you know the types of personality, right? Choleric, melancholic, phlegmatic.
Yeah.
It is okay if you are melancholic because you can actually focus on the job. But then it needs to be blending with certain type of choleric types because you need to serve the tax officer also. But I don't think phlegmatic type of person will be suited for this type of job because the deadline is very tight. We need a person which has strong motivation to meet the deadline.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and teamwork is a plus. You can work by yourself, of course, but you cannot achieve more. Yeah. In one type of assignment, there are various of jobs that need to be done. For example, from the very basic of clerical types, and then the next step is analysis, and then you need also to be able to write it down in terms of report. So at certain types, these stages will be served by different stages of staff also. Clerical jobs will be done by junior staff. Analysis usually will be done by senior or supervisor. And then the one who presented or wrap up or review the job, of course, is the manager and the partner. So teamwork is a must.
Okay. I see.
Is it good enough?
Yeah. So I assume that you have been working as a tax consultant for a long time to know maybe the work patterns of this job and the busy weeks, the not busy weeks. So in your opinion, what are the busiest periods of time in this occupation and why?
Okay, Angie, in Indonesia, generally we have two types of obligation. One is monthly compliance obligation, and the other one is annual obligation. For monthly obligation, you need to routinely submit monthly report. Right. So the busiest time, the submission, the deadline for the payment will be on the 15th date of the next month. Okay, and the report will be done on the 20th. So the busiest date for compliance division, usually from the 2nd to the 4th week every month.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for compliance division. But for another types of assignments, we call it provisional tax. Supposed to be, you know that you have annual obligation, right? Everybody from personal and a company need to submit their own annual income tax return.
Yeah.
For corporate, we call it corporate income tax return. For individual, we call it individual income tax return. Individual must submit the report at the latest by 31st of March. Okay, and for corporate, the deadline will be 30th of April.
Okay.
So what will be considered as our busiest month will be starting from February, March, and April.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that other months will be slow, no. Because the process is that, Angie, once we submit the tax return, then the tax office has the right to review the correctness of our filing.
Okay.
This review, we call it tax audit, tax verification. Right? And the duration for the tax verification is 1 year. So after the submission, for example in April, in July, the tax office may send us the notification letter for tax audit. And it will going through, the process will be dragging until the year after. So during the time, we still consider it as our busy time. Yeah, and after because the taxpayer has the right to progress. If they don't satisfied with the result of tax audit, they can proceed with tax objection in the regional tax office. It's very technical, sorry.
Yeah.
And then if not, if we still doesn't agree with the tax office, we can proceed with the tax court. Your dad and your mom, I think it's already attended the tax court, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So different types of assignment will have their own specific quote unquote hectic time, a hectic period.
I see. Okay, so it's like based on case and
Per cases basis.
okay.
But for the monthly division, basically second and until fourth week is considered
For
easy.
compliance.
Compliances. Yeah.
Thank you. So I suppose that LF Consulting has some sort of employee or worker system implanted to keep the company running. Can you maybe explain to me how the jobs are separated and what is the employee system and
Okay.
the divisions?
How the job is separated is based on the division. We have in LF Consulting itself, we have 3 divisions. One is of course the monthly compliance division, and the second one is accounting service division, and the third one is tax division. Okay, so for example, we want to be a one-stop consultant. So for the purpose of back office's obligation, we can cater everything from A to Z.
Okay.
What we mean from A to Z? The client can just give us the rough data, right? And then it will be processed first by the accounting division. The result will be the bookkeeping.
Okay.
And then every month, the compliance division will do their monthly obligation assignment by reporting the monthly report.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, lastly, the tax division will process the corporate income tax return or individual income tax return. That's the main division.
Okay.
The system itself, we have the stages, okay, the level of the staffs, from junior staff. Actually, we have we call it paraprofessional. They only graduated from senior high school. The job is mainly clerical, imputing, recalculation, things like that. Okay, very routine jobs. And then for the professional division, the level is starting from junior, senior, supervisor, assistant manager, and then manager, senior manager, and then partner.
Yeah.
At the end, okay, that's the system.
So I believe as technology progresses forward in the world, more and more jobs which used to be handled by humans are slowly being handed to machines or programs or technology. So for my final question, I would like to know your opinion about the future prospect of this job. Would it still be profitable, or do you think it will no longer be useful in the next 20 years or so? Furthermore, in the future, do you think that maybe it would be a good idea if I chose this career to make my living?
Let me answer one by one.
Yeah.
Too many questions. Okay. You see, Indonesia is very different. Not different, but we call it, because we are still considered as developing countries, right? Our tax system is still in the process of getting better, in a way. Okay. So when the tax office, the Directorate General of Taxation, issue a new regulation, sometimes the implication, how we interpret the regulation, is still, what do you call it, uncertain, because different person will interpret it differently. The tax office will interpret it A, and then we as a client probably will interpret it on the contrast.
Okay.
So in order to in order to explain to the tax office that the client point of view is actually right, I think they still need some sort of assistance from the person who knows technically the tax regulation itself and how to interpret it, which is the tax consultant.
Okay.
Of course, I myself actually hope that within the 10 years, Indonesian tax system is getting better in terms of, for example, monthly compliances. It is started now because the tax office system, they already introduced e-filing, right? Yeah, e-filing, and then what do you call it? E-tax return. Everything will be submitted based on the web, not by hard copy. I think that's another one of the breakthrough, right? Because for the monthly compliances where the regulation is the changes is there here and there, but not so much. I think it should be catered, not manually, but should be automatically done by what do you call it, software or program, just to reduce the hour that need to be done by tax consultant or by the client itself. But on the other hand, on the other level, which I told you before, some things that need more into interpretation, I think the needs of tax consultants expertise, I think will be still there in 10-20 years.
Oh, I see.
And another thing, Angie, Indonesian, I just read it this morning actually. You know, Indonesian state budget, the revenue in 2017 is 1,750 trillion rupiah.
Okay.
And which is hopefully generated from tax is 1,450 trillion rupiah, which is comprised of 80% more. You see, so Indonesian economics is heavily dependent on tax.
Okay.
So in order to achieve, because 2016 we have a deficit from the budget, from the tax budget, we can only achieve, if I'm not mistaken, 80% or 70%, so not fully. So that is deficit in 2016 budget. So in another way, in order to achieve such a big amount, the government will issue another regulation, how to intensify the tax, how to make the regulation better, how to make people more realize that tax is actually their obligation to report to the tax office, something like that.
Okay. All right, ma'am. I thank you very much for your time and thought put into your responses. I highly appreciate your explanation regarding your career today, and it put a clear image into my mind about what it would be like to work as a tax consultant.
Thank
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Wait, I still get one question actually. After hearing my answer, do you think tax consultant is a very interesting job and you want to become a tax consultant like your parents?
I suppose that it's not that interesting. But then I think it's really useful to society, and it may be a part of my choices in the future, and I will consider.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.